Exactly. Okay. Before we begin, something I'm sure you do in the elementary schools that we're going to continue doing here at R.E. Parker Collegiate is we need to acknowledge where we are. So on Mondays and Fridays when school starts, you'll hear me on the announcement. You won't hear me on the announcements, but this year everybody hears me on the announcements, and we start our day off by acknowledging where we are. So this sounds a little like this. So in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, we want to acknowledge that we are signatories of Treaty 5 land and recognize the Nisittuwayasik Cree Nation, on which traditional territory we live and we learn and we teach every day. The school district of Mystery Lake is located in the community of Thompson in the province of Manitoba, which is located on the traditional and ancestral lands of the Innu, the Métis, the Inuit, the Anisinu, the Anishinaabe, the Niethot, the Dene-Sioux-Lene, and the Dakota Oye nations. We want to let this acknowledgement serve as a reminder of our commitment to honor treaties in the spirit of truth and reconciliation, because at the end of the day, we are all treaty people, and the history is something that we've all inherited together. So that's what you will hear every Monday and every Friday before you start your day. And it's a little different here because your day will start with O Canada and acknowledgements, and then you don't get announcements until after the first block. Okay, I know that's not my part, but I'm gonna, hey, that's us, look at that. So this year, the leadership team here consists of 4 of us. We have 4 administrators in the office. There's myself. I was on a hot vacation in that picture. I really like it. It's great. Mr. French, who is over there. We have Miss Johnson and Miss Scallion right on the end. So you have 4 administrators in this building as opposed to 2 in the elementary schools that you're in right now. So welcome. I think we have Mr. Paul up there, and he's recording this for us so that you can share with your friends that all of this information will be posted on the website so you can revisit it yourselves, or you can encourage your friends and families to take a peek and learn all about R.D. Parker Collegiate. So our goal for tonight is to explain the graduation requirements, because parents, your babies will be graduating in 4 years. We need to explain our semester system and how our schedule works, because it will be a lot different than you're dealing with right now in your elementary schools. We need to introduce some of the supports that we have in place for your children this year, because I know a lot of you are terrified and you're thinking, oh my goodness gracious, they're coming to a school of 1,000, they're going to be lost. They're not going to be lost. Whoa, what was that? Oh, there's a lot of people in here to support them. There's tons of supports. We want to share the importance of Parent Connect. I know in elementary schools, there was a big push for you guys to stay connected on Parent Connect. I'm going to be honest, I had 3 kids that went through the school. I did not look at Parent Connect very often. I trusted them. I know you trust your children, but guys, there is a ton of information on Parent Connect. Everything, attendance, marks, missing assignments. When they say, yeah, mom, I handed it all in, you can see everything in red. Not so much. So get on it and use it. And at the end, we're going to answer some questions that you have, because you're going to have a ton of them, I'm sure. Or we're going to do a really, really good job and there's going to be no questions because we're going to answer them all before you ask them. All right. I don't have to talk that much. I'm so excited.
Okay, so to graduate high school, you need 30 credits. Ideally, that would be over 4 years. While you're here, you can do some different programs. There's the English academic major. We also have a French immersion major and vocational major, which includes heavy duty, technology, the automotive program. There's cosmetology, culinary arts, and carpentry.
Okay, you've got me for the next 4 slides. So we're going to go over required courses. So because you're here because you're in grade 8 now. And so in grade 9, what is it that you need to take as a grade 9 student? Okay, so if you're in the English academic major, meaning if you're not a French immersion student. Okay, so if you're in an English academic major, you need these 5 compulsory courses. English language arts, mathematics, science, Canada and the contemporary world, that's social studies, and a phys ed. Okay, so you need those plus your electives, whatever. This is an opportunity for you to try things out that you have never tried before. English, I'm just going to point out, English is the one course that runs all year long. Okay, but your other ones are one semester. All right, Scallion? Vocational majors. So this is if you think, you know what? I'd like to try out one of these, like a vocational course in grade 9, whether that's, I'm just going to go across the top, whether it's automotive with small engines, whether it's carpentry, intro to carpentry. Culinary arts doesn't have a grade 9 course. Hairstyling has a grade 9 course. And then the last one, heavy duty, small engines. Okay, so all of those grade 9 courses, small engines, and you kind of go, oh, small engines twice? Yep, okay, because that is the introduction into automotive or heavy duty. You'll notice that along the bottom in green, it tells you if you decide this is a major that I would like to follow through my high school career, you can do that. In addition to those compulsory courses that you have to take, you have to, if you want to go into automotive, you have to take 8 courses in the automotive stream, okay? One of them's grade 10, 3 in grade 11, 4 in grade 12. Okay, that grade 9 one is in blue because it's just kind of a starter, just to kind of get to know you. It's not part of the major, but it's an introduction to help you understand what the course, that field is all about. Similar, carpentry is a similar thing. 8 courses in the high school. That grade 9 course is an introductory, not part of the major, but a good introduction to what carpentry is about. I'm going to skip to the heavy duty, same thing. It's in blue. That grade 9 course is an introduction, not part of the major. The reason that the hairstyling one is not in blue, you'll notice that hairstyling is the only one that requires 12 courses to get that vocational certificate, which means you have to start that in grade 9, and then 3 in grade 10, 4 and 4, and 4 and 11, 4 and 12. Okay, so you're working on those things at the same time you're doing all your compulsory courses. Okay, if you want to do a vocational, that's what that's going to look like. Can you just go back one? Sorry, I didn't say this part. Along the very bottom, accredited programs. Automotive has the little star, hairstyling has the little star, and heavy duty has the little star. Those are accredited programs, meaning you need an average over those 8 courses or 12. You need a minimum average of 70 or higher. Okay, and then once you have that, that's recognized as you've put time in towards your level 1 in that industry. Okay, so that means when you start, if that's the career path you're going to follow, once you're finished in high school, that gives you a little bump up in your pay right off the hop. Okay, all right. Sorry, thank you. French immersion. Is anybody in the room French immersion student? No, we're not. No, Mrs. Rempel, we can't skip the slide. For the people who might be watching at home or might be watching at home later on, and you're a French immersion student, there are, in the top of that table, Français, géographique, sciences de la nature, and culinary arts. Those are all going to be instruction in French. Okay, those are your required courses for the French immersion certificate. And then the 3 in the bottom in green, you have to take those as well. Okay, so English, again, that runs all year. That's why it has 2 credits, because there's a reading is thinking credit that's attached with that. We didn't mention that on the English major slide, but that's also the case because it runs all year. Math and phys ed. So in green, You have to take those in grade 9, but the instruction is not in French, it's in English. Okay? Along the bottom as well. Next year is the first year that the Department of Education has mandated that grade 9 students starting in the 2024-25 school year, in order to obtain a French immersion certificate in high school, they must complete 15 French immersion classes. So we've added another one in, and that's that culinary arts. We've also added in something else, but we'll talk about that when you're going into grade 10. Okay. And finally, the last slide that you have me for now, a full course load. So what does that look like? For grade 9, like we're a semestered system here, 5 slots throughout the day, or we call them blocks. And so 3 blocks in the morning, 2 blocks in the afternoon. The lunchtime, you might have a course that's offered at lunch, maybe not. But each of those, we want our grade 9 students to have 5 courses each semester. Okay, 5 courses each semester. 10 in 1 year, so you have 40 chances in 4 years to earn 30 credits or more. Okay, there's an opportunity there. Yeah. Anything else that I might have missed, colleagues? Nope. Okay. Ms. Scallion is taking over the math.
Hi, folks. I'm Ms. Scallion. I get the privilege of being a half-time vice principal and a half-time math teacher. So I get to do double duty. I get to teach either in the morning or afternoon, and then I'm in the office for the other part. And we just wanted to make you aware, we know that sometimes students struggle with math. We have an elective course. Now, this is not, you're required, this would be a choice that you would make to take the transitional math. And it's designed to build a really strong foundation in a lot of number sense things. Maybe something you've missed in grade 7 or 8. So if math isn't your strong suit, or you'd like to build up a more robust understanding of your integers, your fraction use, things like that, we do have the transitional math credit. We only offer it in semester 1, and then you would take your required math course in semester 2. So we just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that that option was available. It's open to anybody, but it would take one of your elective spots. It always sounds like fun to me to take more math courses, but others would disagree. I think it'd be a good time. Okay, nothing's loading all at the same time. So in the next little bit, you guys will be registering at your elementary schools for your courses. Now, what this means is you're not putting things into the day. You're not saying, okay, I'm going to take math in B block. What you're doing is you're picking what you want to take. And so I wrote down the schedule. Now, can I remember it? It's on a different page, so I'm going to try. Burntwood and Wampanoag, we're coming, and when I say we, our counselors are coming to work with the grade 8 students and their teacher to do their course selection. So Burntwood and Wampanoag are on March the 5th. Juniper and Westwood are on March the 6th. Deerwood is on March the 8th, and Riverside is March the 11th, I think. That's our plan as it stands now. And what will happen is we'll work with the students, we'll pick their courses, but you as parents and discussions at home, you guys can change choices. So if you go to www.rdpc.ca, you go to your Student Connect or Parent Connect, you go into the student's profile and you go to pick courses, you'll be able to see all the selections that your students have made, and you'll be able to adjust those as you see fit. No, it's my turn. Oh, I wanted to talk more about course picks.
I know, I'm trying to mix it up. That stuff's kind of dry. I'm just kidding. I have a really cool toque here. Artie Parker toque. Who wants an Artie Parker toque? Yeah, all right, come on. Where is Marissa Caddy? And you got to come all the way up to the front to get your toque. Woohoo! Okay, now you can talk again. I'm sorry.
All I want to do is talk about course selection. So when you click on that button that says pick courses, it's going to take you to here, and it's a little bit overwhelming. There's some pieces to it. The green arrow, if you click on that, it is going to take you to the course selection guide. And that course selection guide can be found on our website as well. And that's a booklet. I think it's 45 pages of fun reading about all the courses that we offer here at R.D. Parker and all the stuff that we just kind of went over as well. The teal column there are required courses, so we would check those off. That's important for us to know. The purple column is your electives. And if you click on that view button on the far right-hand side, that will show you the course description just for that course. So you don't have to read the whole 45-page guide. You can just click view and it will bring up the course description. And then if you've made any changes, please make sure that you click save, because if you don't click save, then that won't happen. So this was the course selection guide that I was referring to, and it is available on our website. I was just, I think I just uploaded version 6 tonight before I came here. So what this is if you go to rdpc.ca, that's our website. There's also a link right on our front page to what's being talked about tonight. If somebody asks where can I find it, you can always go to the website. It's right on the front page. Go to the Parents and Students tab, click on Registration Guide, and this is our course selection guide. So it shows all the courses, all from 9 through 12, and we've sorted it by subject area. We thought that would be better. We tried grades, that wasn't great, so we're trying something new this year. Oh, I think this is you, Mr. French.
So R.D. Parker runs in a semester system. We have 2 semesters. The first one starts in September and goes to the end of January. Second semester starts in February and goes to the end of June. And here's a little diagram to show what our day looks like. So we have 5 blocks in the day. Block A starts at 8:45, so we start a little bit earlier than you would at elementary school. And that block goes till 9:50. Then we get 5 minutes in between. That lets you get from one class to another. That's not meant to hang out with friends and leave the building. That's meant to get to your class as soon as you can so you're not late. And as long as you're moving, you'll get there in time. You won't be late because 5 minutes is plenty of time to get around the building. Block B, 9:55 to 11. Block C goes 11:05 to 12:10. Then we get lunch from 12:10 to 1:15. Block D is 1:15 to 2:20. And finally, Block E, 2:25 to 3:30. Attendance. Attendance is very, very important. You want to make sure you're here every day. Some days you might be sick, that's okay, but make sure you call in. It's really important that we know that you're away so we can mark you excused. And our number is right there, 677-6200. Oh, right. Yes. So attendance is taken every class here, and you'll get a call at the end of the day to say which blocks a student has missed.
The weird part about attendance too, if they say your child has missed block or period 1, that's A, period 2 is B, period 3 is C, but lunchtime is a number, so that's 4. So people say, my kid missed block D or period 4. So just remember that when you get that call, the number coincides with the period, but lunchtime is a block. All right, credit system. Big difference here at R.D. Parker compared to elementary school. So here, every class that you take, so you're going to be taking 5 for semester. You're going to be taking 5 classes, and in order for you to get that credit in that class, you have to have 50% or more. If you get 40% in your English class or your math class in grade 9, you have to take it again. Okay? Period. So make sure I'm going to tell you a little secret that I tell all the grade 9s when they come in. If you go to class every day and you try, you will 100% get your credit. I can guarantee that. I've never met anyone who went to class every day and tried and did not get their credit. That is like a guarantee. That's all you have to do. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah, I said that. Okay, deal? Every day, come to school. And I think I want to do another draw. All right, okay, good. T-shirt. Woo-hoo, I'm all about fun. Well, not really. Don't skip. Not fun. Who wants a T-shirt?
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody wants a T-shirt? Oh, I seen a hand. Wouldn't it be funny if I picked your name? Seth Francois. Where's Seth? Seth, are you being shy? Seth left? Oh, Seth is here somewhere. I wrote this for him. It's my handwriting. Seth, I'll come to you. Where are you? Are you Seth? I'll find Seth. Okay, let's keep going. I'll just go and find Seth somewhere. Who's up?
She's going to be laser focused, Seth. So just come out now. So there's some alternative credit opportunities at RD Parker that happen outside of our schedule. The first one that I want to talk about is if you choose to take grade 9 LifeWorks, if you take grade 9 LifeWorks, and that happens in our day in a classroom in the schedule, once you've completed that course, when you turn 16 and you decide to get a part-time job, you can get up to 2 high school credits for working. So you have to have the life skills course done and completed, but once you get to an age where you can get a job, you can earn up to 2 high school credits. So that's kind of cool. It's an opportunity. You're laying the foundation. It's a course that you can take, and then it will benefit you later on if you choose to do it. Lots of our students seem to take advantage of it. We also have a LifeWorks course at grade 11 as well, if you decide to take it later on. Some other options are, now, these next 2, you can only do one of these in your whole high school career. So you can do a cultural exploration credit, and that would be outside of our day. And you'd have to find someone, an elder, somebody who can teach you about culture. Doesn't have to be Indigenous, it can be any culture. And you have to do 110 hours, and you can earn 1 high school credit. You can only use that once. So once you've earned it, doesn't matter if you do it in grade 9, grade 12, whatever, you can only do it once. There's also a community service credit. You can volunteer time in our community, which is always appreciated. And you can get 1 high school credit for that. So there's lots of opportunities outside of RD Parker where you can do some work and get some credits. We also have special language. If you speak, write, read another language, you can write a proficiency exam, and we can give you credits towards that. And I think you can have 3, 4? We can have 4. So 1 for every year that you're in high school. We can also do the private music option. So if you're taking your levels in piano, we can apply for that as well for credit. So there's lots of things that we can get high school credits for stuff that you're already doing or working towards. So it's pretty awesome. And there's lots of opportunities out there. If that's something you're interested in, our counselors, they can help you figure out and navigate through how to register and how to get those credits.
Okay, so band and choir. Some of you may be band students right now that you started when you were in grade 6 through grade 7 and into grade 8. So those, band can continue for you through high school. Okay, similarly, choir. Maybe you're in choir right now in your elementary school. Ms. McRae visits each elementary school 1 day per cycle. And you can join choir. Again, those are for credits. Those are that's part of your elective pool. All right. So both of those things can happen. Now, if you didn't start band in grade 6 and carry on through in grade 7 and grade 8, but you think, maybe I'd still like to give band a try. I'd like to play an instrument. There is an opportunity for you in grade 9 in semester 1. It's offered only. It goes for 1 semester, and it's called beginner band. And that's where you learn how to play that instrument. I guess in a relatively short period of time, 1 semester, and then you can have an opportunity to join the other band class that started in September. Our band program runs on alternating days and runs all year, as does choir. All day, or all year, every other day. 1 credit for band, 1 credit for choir. Okay? Did I miss anything there? Nope. If you're not sure whether that's something for you, again, talk with the counselor when they come and do their registration at your elementary school next month. Okay, that's next week. Phys Ed, Mr. Parody.
All right, we need to talk about the best part of your guys' 4 years. And I can say that because there's no other teachers representing any other departments here, so no one can fight me on it. Oh, math, sorry. We're better than math, I'm not gonna lie to you. Physical education and athletics at Artie Parker. I don't know if this has been said. I'm sure it's been said and it will be said. If you guys do one thing over your 4 years, please join something. Whether it's athletics, a school sport, a community group, a school club, whatever it might be, there's statistics out there that say how much % it increases your chances of graduation, bonding with the community, friendships, social life, all that mental, emotional health stuff, which is fantastic. So give it a try. No matter if it's new to you or you've been doing it for years, just try something next year, no matter what it is. Okay, starting with physical education. I don't know if you guys know this, but you have to have a gym credit in all 4 years in Manitoba. So you have to take grade 9 gym, 10 gym, 11 gym, and 12 gym, okay? The good news is that there's multiple ways that you can get that credit, and we've tried to make sure that it's as inclusive as possible for all activity types, depending on how you feel towards phys ed. Okay, so if it's not your thing, we'll talk about those on the next slides. However, 4 keys to success that myself and Mr. Gallo came up with. Mr. Gallo is not the one to consult on that, but he was the only one in the office, so he came up with it. Show up. That's number 1. You got to be there to get marks, okay? So just be there, be present, and see what it's all about. Participate. We don't do skill-based testing in phys ed, right? You're not going to show up and have to land 10 birdies in a court or shoot 10 baskets in a row to get 100% in gym. As long as you're there trying, participating, you're going to do great, all right? Bring a change of clothes because you lose marks if you don't have them. And a change of clothes is whatever you're comfortable in. If this is your preferred fit with the track pants and the hoodie, great. As long as it's a different track pants and hoodie than what you wore to school that day, no problem with us, okay? Just something else that you change into and get your work done. There's a classroom portion for each credit in grade 9 through 12 that makes up anywhere from 20 to 50% of your mark. So make sure that you're there getting all of your paperwork done. It's easy, it's gym stuff. So it's pretty straightforward, again, as long as you're there. So some of the phys ed courses, the ones that matter to you guys right now. So for grade 9 and 10, you have 3 options for gym. Okay, so we have our regular one in the middle, and that's kind of what you guys are doing right now at elementary. It's playing sports, it's being exposed to different activities, low organized games, at a variety of different intensity levels, right? Some days might be easier than others, but it's regular gym, we'll call it. Then we have our low impact option. That came in a few years ago. So that's for those who just doesn't enjoy gym quite as much as everyone else, or just can't get to the same intensity as a regular class. So you have the same options as you do in a regular gym class. It's just at a low to moderate intensity level versus a moderate to vigorous intensity level. So you're not showing up and doing nothing. You're showing up and you're still doing some team stuff, some individual stuff, whether it be sports or fitness or whatever it might be. It's just at a slightly lower intensity. So if that sounds like it's up your avenue, awesome. And then something new that we're bringing in for next year, that's our fitness focused grade 9 and 10 course. A lot of kids, we've realized over the years, don't like the team aspect. They're not basketball players, volleyball players, and they just don't enjoy that side of it. So the fitness focus is going to be, so we have this thing called Workout Wednesdays where we do a whole bunch of different activities and exercises throughout the semester. It's intense. It's worth double your marks on those days. It's fun. I promise you. It's really fun. It's not that. It's not a bunch of Workout Wednesday, like high intensity workouts. It's just learning more about your physical fitness in a variety of ways. So anything from strength training and weight training to yoga to Pilates to some team fitness activities, including like cardiovascular and flexibility and whatever else that we can throw together in an entire semester, okay? And no matter which one you take, for grade 9, the middle line there, that's all the stuff that we do in the classroom. So you can see what we cover, and then the bottom stuff is grade 10. So it's the same classwork no matter what course you take. It's just different intensities and different activities depending on what best suits your needs. All right. Next up, electives. I know this might not apply for you guys right away, but we do have some fun electives in phys ed. We have hockey in grade 10. When you get into grade 11, we have life saving, which is first aid, and you actually get your first aid certificate, which is good for 3 years if you complete the course and pass the exam. We have outdoor ed with the aforementioned Mr. Gallo, who's a barrel of fun, and he loves to make kids jump down snowbanks and snowshoes and ski until their legs are ready to fall off because it's minus 40. But it is a lot of fun. You are outside all winter long. There's no like cold weather or anything. You bundle up, you go, you light fires, you build quinzies. It's a really awesome course. So if that's up your avenue, highly recommend taking it. And then in grade 12, we have an exercise science course. So if you're thinking like anything to do with medicine, kinesiology, anything with the science route, this is going to be a really fun course about anatomy, physiology, how our body moves and reacts to exercise. So just something to look forward to. Okay, athletics. So the even more fun side of my presentation. We offer all of these sports throughout the year at RD Parker, and we break it down into 3 different categories. So we have junior varsity, which is you guys. It's going to be grade 9s and 10s, and it's only for grade 9s and 10s, okay? Even if you failed grade 10 and you have to come back and do a bunch of grade 10 courses, you're no longer in the junior varsity category. It's only for those in their first 2 years of high school. So grade 9s and 10s, senior varsity, although it's typically grade 11 and 12 students, it's a progression. Any grade 9 and 10 can also play senior varsity if you're good enough for that individual sport. So you just got to try out and see. And then we have some open sports where it's grades 9 and through 12. There's no category of junior or senior varsity. And that's the same at all the other schools and for competition. So soccer is an open sport. Golf is an open sport, just because the numbers aren't high enough to make the categories work all the time. So volleyball, golf, soccer, those all start right in September. They run pretty much concurrently. We have had people do all 3 at the same time. It's a bit of a nightmare scheduling wise, but if you want to do it, we will make it work for you. So if you want to be a multi-sport athlete, we highly encourage it and we'll let you do it. Just you got to be ready to work really hard because there's multiple practices a night. Basketball, which is the season we're in. Then we have badminton, which for us is starting. We already have open badminton on Wednesdays starting up, and tryouts begin in about a week and a half. And then we finish our season with track and field. Curling happens if we have people interested and they want to make a team. So we had a girls team this year because we had a group of girls say, hey, I would like to do curling. We need a coach. I was the one who volunteered, and we had fun. We went to one tournament. We lost in zones. Yeah, we had a fun bonspiel. It was a good time. They all had fun. So those are athletics. In order to be eligible for athletics, there are some rules that you have to adhere to. 1, you have to sign a brand new student athlete and parent code of conduct document. So this is something that's new this year. It outlines all of the expectations for not only the athletes, but the parents in the room as well, and what we expect from them. And once you sign it, that is your life being taken away. No, I'm just kidding. But if you go against anything that's in that contract, we say, hey, you agreed to this, and this is why, you might be disciplined or something might happen, depending on the actions that you choose. That's really negative. Let's not concentrate on that. You have to have a 50% in all your courses. So if you're not passing, you don't get to play and you don't get to travel. So when we talk about that adherence to school, being in a sport, I have to go to class, I have to go to school, it's going to help with your graduation rates because you're going to want to be in the building passing, to be on the basketball team, to be on the volleyball team. You have to be a full-time student. This isn't going to apply to you guys right away. As you get up in years and you realize you don't have to take a full semester of courses, you do have to be in at least 2 throughout your entire athletic season. And again, not applying to you right now, I can't be older than 19 to start the school year. And then a few reminders. Money is not an issue for anybody who wants to play a school sport. We have funds that we can access to help with like athletic fees, travel costs, hotel rooms, food when we're on the road. So never let money be an issue. If you are good enough to make the team, you went to tryouts and you were successful, we will help along the way, okay? So we have lots of resources that we can reach out to. Being a student athlete is a privilege and the student always comes first. You will never have the sport put ahead of your student life, and you won't find anyone in the building who supports the athlete more than the student. Okay, all of the teachers, all of our administration, all of our coaches know that your academics is what matters first, okay? If you miss class, you can't practice. I'm currently at a practice right now. Miss Boschman and myself are running the senior boys. And actually, everyone was at school today. So it was good. Nobody had to miss practice tonight. But yeah, if you skip a class, you sleep in, it was an accident, that happens, you can't go to practice. So you got to be in the building in order to do the fun stuff. And then I got to throw this in at the end. I know it's serious stuff, but it happens. And we want to make sure it doesn't because we want to be as inclusive as possible. So there's absolutely no tolerance for bullying, harassment, abuse of any kind, derogatory comments, no use of alcohol or controlled substances. All that stuff will get you, one, in trouble with the administration team here, which you'll have to go deal with. And then there might be consequences for the sport factor too. You might be removed from the team. So you got to keep a good head on your shoulders and make good decisions while you're participating in athletics. All right? And lastly, if sports is not your thing, but you still want to be active, there are a couple more avenues that you can pick from. We run lunchtime intramurals all semester long. So over the lunch hour, you can come. There's a weekly schedule, volleyball, basketball, badminton. We do tournaments throughout the year as well. And we also have a weight room we have 2 weight rooms. One is fully demolished right now in the Parker gym, and then we have a new one up on the balcony in the Trojan gym that's temporary and honestly pretty sweet. It's free $99 a month, which means there's no cost to you, okay? Gyms in Thompson can run you like anywhere from 60 to 100 plus a month. This one's free. So if you think, hey, this gym thing is kind of fun, you can get into it. So lunchtime access every day, you just have to have a change of clothes. And then we also have after school weight room where at least one teacher volunteers to supervise. And we run that Monday to Thursday, 3:45 to 4:45. Sometimes we have someone who volunteers for Fridays. Just depends on the semester and who's willing to step up. You do have to have a change of clothes if you're going after school as well. And if you guys want to connect with us, we do have a very active Facebook and Instagram account. I can confirm that because I run it. So if you want to find out what's going on, when the tournaments are, any announcements related to anything phys ed, athletics at RD Parker, give us a follow, interact with us. Sometimes we do prizes and merch and all that stuff. So hope to see you guys next year out to athletic competitions, and I hope to teach some of you as well.
Cool. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. That was a lot of talking. All right.
I know.
Back to practice.
Let's give out a toque. Okay, that boy that I called, I wrote his name down wrong. It wasn't his fault. There better be only one. Is Nevaeh in the crowd? Where are you, Nevaeh? Hey, back row. That's 2 in the back row. And here I am saying only people in the front row win prizes. Who's up, Miss Scallion? Mr. French. I want you to get excited about this one.
Okay, so as Mr. Parody said, get involved. It makes school a lot more of a fun experience. You'll get to meet new people, make new friends, and experience something else besides just going to your classes every day. So at RD Parker, we have a lot of different clubs that we run if sports are not your thing, or even if sports are your thing, and you want to do something different. These are some of the clubs that we do offer. There's a beading club that we've had for a couple of years. Not all of these run every year. It depends on the year, actually. We've had gaming clubs, homework clubs. GLOW is our Gay Straight Alliance group. There's Envirothon, and they do things that are related to the environment. And there's some more. There's Students Offering Support, which is SOS. Spirit Squad, they help plan some fun activities throughout the year. And there might be, maybe when you start, you'll see that I've got an idea for a club, but we don't offer it. What you need to do is talk to some teachers, find someone that will run it. And if you can find a teacher that'll say, yeah, I'll be in charge of that one, then we can probably get that club up and running. And then that's something else we can add to our list. So if you got any good ideas for clubs, bring them forward. What's that? Oh, and I forgot Youth Aboriginal Club, which is YAC. They run every year.
We just started a ribbon skirt club. It started yesterday. So, okay, we've got lots of support in the building. I know in your elementary schools you have one counselor that everybody sees. Well, we have 1,000 kids here, so we have to break it up a little bit. So, first here we have Miss Katchmar, who's over here. She works with all kids with a last name starting with an A, a B, or a C. So all the kids from A to C. Miss Delarond, right there. She works with all the kids with the last names D to K. Miss Boschman, right now, works with kids with the last names L to Q. However, she's decided to have another little wee one, so she won't be here next year, but we're hoping we have someone never to replace her, just to fill in until she comes back. And then we have Mr. Jeremy Sinclair right there, and he works with all the kids from R to Z. So our counseling team is here to support you, okay? They can support you with social, emotional support about relationships. Don't get involved in any relationships in grade 9. You're far too young. Family concerns, if you have anything going on, they can sit and chat with you. Academic planning, so your registrations, your timetables, if you're not okay with your timetable, pop in to see them and they can make some changes for you. They'll check your credits. If you're a little worried about not having enough credits, they can talk with you about that as well. Career support, courses that you have to take if you want to get into medicine or you want to get into hairstyling or you want to get into anything, they can help you get on the right path. And then they can be an advocate for students, parents, teachers, outside agencies, and a whole bunch of people that are out here to support you. Oh, I think one of them is going to come up and chat with you now. Whew. Hi, Miss Ketchmar. You drew the shorts.
I don't think I have much more to add. I do want to go back to the French immersion slide, though. Really, really important for those that are entering our French immersion program. You need to pass your classes. If you don't, it's not like our English academic stream where you can just retake the class the next semester. It actually sets you back a full year. So grade 9, you miss a couple classes, you can't actually take those grade 9 electives or courses again until grade 11. So something to be very mindful of that we missed on the slide. So this is our team down here. We are located in the basement, the dungeon. Sometimes we like to call ourselves the crisis or complaints department. So any of those things fit your box, you come and see us. We also have Les Allard. She is our substance use coordinator with Shared Health, and we have 2 nurses right now, both NPs or NP in training that support our students. So we can refer in-house to those supports. We also refer out. We follow our confidentiality. We do all the lovely things that Ms. Rempel has highlighted for you guys. So if you have any questions, concerns, we'll be coming to talk to you guys at the school and go from there. Thanks.
I'm going to add on to that slide. So like Ms. Ketchmar said, there's a ton of people downstairs that can help you, and our substance abuse counselor is there for kids who are struggling, or kids who are even struggling with family members who are struggling with addiction. So in addition, we have Ms. Ponask, who works in the afternoons in the basement to support our Indigenous students. We have probably about 30 kids that come from outlying communities who are sponsored, but we have a lot of other kids that come here as well. So tons of support, guys. Don't be shy. We're grateful. We have 2 nurses, like a primary care nurse and a nurse practitioner that comes. I've tried. I can't get an appointment with them, so they're solely here for kids. So utilize them because it's really awesome to have that extra support for them. Hi. Thank you.
All right. So on that theme of extra support, we have a learning resource center. Before you turn the corner to come down the stairs into the theater, right across from there is the Learning Resource Center. Okay, and we have 2 teachers in there all day, every day, They're there early and they stay late. So if you need extra support with whatever course it is that you are taking, maybe not a band class. I haven't heard any instruments being played in the resource center. But if you need extra help with math and you have a full schedule, then pop into the resource center after school. They're there till 4:30. Mrs. Bass and Mr. Fricker are there to support, and sometimes there's an EA in there as well for additional help. But it's a place for you to go where it's like, I just need a spot that I can concentrate, and I need a little extra help. And if that's the right spot for you, then you are always welcome there. All right. Yeah. Oh, I'm just going to look at those last two bullets. Support for students who need a little bit of support when it's test writing time or exams. Then Mrs. Bass always asks all the teachers in the building, do you have any students who could use some extra help when it's exam week? And we support students during that time as well. All right. Because when you're writing exams for the first time in your academic career, that can be a stressful time, but it doesn't have to be. Okay, so there's always somebody here who can help. And the last bullet, students who struggle with the English language, whether you are an English as an additional language learner or just English is not my favorite subject learner. Okay, there's always extra help for you.
Okay, just an addition. When you guys all start here next year in September, all the grade 9 students will have a one-on-one session with their counselors. The counselors will schedule a meeting with you, sit down with you, talk about what you're worried about, talk about some concerns. It's not just you going to see them, they'll actually schedule time. So every kid gets to meet their counselor next year, just to make sure that you're feeling okay and you're ready to roll, and high school is awesome. Have a t-shirt. Oh, sorry. I have two names, I can't look. That's like cheating. I'm looking for, oh, and he said, Mrs. Rempel, I didn't put my last name, and I said, that's okay. Where's Craig? Ha ha, boy, awesome. Hope there's no other Craigs.
One of the things that we tried to do and be respectful of is people who have a preferred name. They prefer to go by a different name than what their legal name is. Now, some documents we have to have the legal name on, but lots of time on our class lists, we might want to use a different name. So we have this preferred name form that we've created here at RD Parker. Our parents give us a name, and it's a beautiful gift that they give us, but sometimes it doesn't quite fit, and we evolve into different things. And I think the high school is kind of the time where we start to spread our wings and really find out who we are. So if this applies to you, just know in September you can come to the office, pick one of these up. Parents, you will have to sign it. And then what we do is we put a preferred name in our student database system, and that's the name that shows up on the class list, so the teachers aren't referring to you by a name that you don't necessarily feel comfortable with. So that's just easy peasy, little form to sign. So if that's some of you in here, or you know people that this might benefit, just let them know that there's an option for them. So I think similar to the elementary schools, we are a Google district. So you will continue those Mayam Lake email addresses with us. Lots of our teachers, COVID took a lot away, but it gave us a lot of gifts too, if we look for the silver lining. We became pretty proficient with using Google Classroom. Lots of our teachers use it, so you can find resources for your classes, you can find materials, you can find your assignments. So we use our email addresses all the time. I send out a Friday email message to all of our graduates, keeping them in the loop about scholarships and things coming up for graduation. So we rely heavily on our MyMLake email addresses. So we'll expect all of our students to log in and use them on a regular basis. So just so everybody is aware that that is something that we do at RD Parker. Okay, now parents, you have homework. So Parent Connect, like we mentioned before, is really important at RD Parker. All of our teachers use what we call Gradebook, and we put all of our assignments in there and all the marks on there as well. The students' overall grade before report cards show up are posted on there, and it is a really powerful tool, and it gives you access to a lot of things. You can check attendance, you can check current grades, you can see the report cards, see what credits they achieved or didn't achieve. You can also reach out and message teachers through Parent Connect as well. So again, rdpc.ca. You guys aren't technically ours yet. You're almost there. I think about the second week of July, you turn into RD Parker students. So we're very excited for that day. And parents, if you're not familiar with Parent Connect, we can definitely walk you through, and we have to have the email attached, your email attached on your student's profile. So sometimes that's a little bit tricky, and we type something in wrong or things like that. So if it's not working, chances are we can find a solution for it.
So once counselors have visited all the elementary schools and students have picked the courses that they want, there's some magic that we have to do in the office to make sure schedules are done correctly and people are getting what they need. And then those daily schedules are available on Parent Connect in July. All because you select an elective doesn't mean you're going to get in. And sometimes you'll get into electives that you really don't want to be in. If that's the case, our very first day with students, we devote a morning to just grade 9s. So you can come, just come in, see where your classes are, try to open your lockers, that kind of fun stuff. And you can also change your courses. So if you think there's something on there that you're not going to like, make sure you change it because you want to do something that you'll enjoy. So you'll have that opportunity as well.
Me again. 2 more hats. So I'm looking for a back row, Alexis Abel. Wow. And Callie McLeod. Where's Callie? Miss Johnson will come to you. Don't worry. Relax. All right. That wraps up our evening. So the floor is yours. If anyone has any questions or concerns or they need a little clarification, please let me know. Clear as mud? Beautiful. Guys, call the school anytime. You don't have to be an RD Parker student to ask some questions now. So call the administration, call the front office. And if you have some questions that you want answered that you're just not comfortable asking here, please call us. And we are so excited about you starting at RD Parker next year. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for coming out in the cold, and we will see you all next year. Take care.